Dubai was a city of the future, and I wanted an architect that can translate that in a structural form. And I could have not found a better architect than Zaha Hadid.
Zaha Hadid is one of the most interesting architects in the world.
Name's Zaha.
It's an amazing year for you.
She is sometimes called architecture's one and only diva.
Zaha fue una
In the heart of Dubai's business bay stands an architectural marvel, a structure unlike any other, fluid, sculptural, a melting ice cube rising from the desert. This is the Opus, designed in 2006 by the legendary Zaha Hadid, a bold fusion of art and engineering that defies convention. Today, we're stepping inside to study its design, architecture, and cover the history of its construction and find out what it took to make this extraordinary jewel of Dubai. But the building is more than meets the eye. It's a dynamic ecosystem, a luxury hotel, world-class restaurants, private residences, contemporary office spaces, and so much more. All under one roof, wrapped in such bold design. But how did this ambitious vision take shape? To truly understand its impact, we sat down with Mehdi Amjad, founder and chairman of Omniat, the visionary who saw its potential and made it a reality by bringing Zaha Hadid to Dubai and crafting the Opus.
I've learned so much in pushing the boundaries definition of architecture from Zaha. I've learned so much in actually reimagining spaces and imagining unique, empowering spaces. If you do unique architecture,
It actually changes people's lives.
it changes people's life. It changes the way they work. It changes the way they behave. It changes the way they show up to the challenges of life and empowers them. And it contributes to this fantastic skyline of the city.
Now, arriving to Opus is a really special experience. This building is located in the heart of Business Bay, in the middle of hustle and bustle, and in fact, from the motor court, you can see all the way to Burj Khalifa. Now, the building itself consists of two massive towers, and these towers are connected to each other via steel bridge that is 125 feet long, and the same bridge is suspending 233 feet up in the air. And on top of that, on the ground level, we have a 4-story glass atrium that houses the lobby for the Mi Hotel. So, looking at the building from the street level is an experience. We have the entire motor court closed off right now, and now, let's go inside. Designed by the legendary Zaha Hadid, Mi Dubai isn't just a hotel, it's a creative expression. With 93 contemporary rooms and suites, it blends bold architecture with effortless luxury. We got top-tier dining, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a spa that feels like an escape from the city itself. But the experience really starts at the entry. As soon as you walk into the lobby, you're greeted by soothing finishes and details. White marble floors, plaster walls complemented with mood lighting throughout, and then to my right we have this lovely restaurant with a coffee shop that's right behind me, and then to my left we have the reception area for the hotel. Now, the focal point of this lobby is the 4-story glass atrium. I mean, look at this space, the volume, the glass roof, and it's just such a cool feeling to stand right in the center of this lobby and look up and appreciate the architectural genius of Zaha Hadid. Also, on this level, we have these distinct seating pods with built-in seating, coffee tables, and I have to say, I would have never assumed to put colors like purple, gold, white, and additional accessory colors and landscaping to create such a feeling, but this is the only hotel in the world where both the exterior and the interior is designed by Zaha Hadid, and look how special and unique this space feels. In fact, Cody, why don't we frame the cantilever sections that are right behind me? How you have the walls and ceilings curved so beautifully, and then you have mood lighting throughout to add up to the ambiance, and when you look around, you see the slanted glass railing, these open walkways. It's a one-of-a-kind experience to walk this lobby, and I have to say, no matter how much time you spend here, you keep finding more moments, areas, and sections for you to enjoy. The sensibility of this design is somehow both futuristic and familiar. There are endless details, contours, and geometric delights, but it all envelops you without a second thought. It's a testament to both the creative vision and the technical execution that this place can feel simultaneously grand, intimate, and effortless. Here are some fun facts about Opus. It was announced in 2006, and it was really ahead of its time, and still...
Esto es increíble, cómo enmarca las formas, ¿no? Fascinante, cómo es este puente que está suspendido y conectando los dos volúmenes. Increíble. Seguramente demanda muchísimo dinero. Nosotros podemos apreciar cómo está la forma, y vemos cómo es algo abstracto en la parte interior, ¿no? De unos volúmenes totalmente rectos a los laterales. Es increíble esta arquitectura. Ahí estamos en Dubái, ¿no?
Still to this day, it's one of the most futuristic buildings in Dubai. It consists of 27 levels, 20 above grade, 7 below grade for parking and storage. It has an interior square footage of 907,400 square feet, and in fact, it is 328 feet wide, 220 feet deep, and 305 feet tall.
Tiene 67 metros de profundidad.
And then our location. Opus is located in Business Bay, but they also like to call this area the Burj Khalifa district for all the obvious reasons. And I also want to show this frame to all of you. Right in front of us, we have a mosque. Behind that, you can see all these high rises, this dense city landscape, and behind that is the iconic Burj Khalifa. So I feel like in one perspective, you capture a lot of important qualities of Dubai in one frame.
I moved to Dubai when I was 16 years old. I built my business in the city. It's been a foundation of my success. And it is a city that really encourages you to dream.
Please welcome to the stage Mr. Mahdi Amjad.
As the founder and executive chairman of Omniad, Mehdi Amjad has played a crucial role in contributing to the developing landscape of Dubai. He has worked with the leadership of the United Arab Emirates and with some of the best architects in the world since 2005. He holds an unparalleled understanding of the history and the process, not only of Opus, but of the city and the region he has worked so hard to contribute to.
So when I bought bought my first piece of land here in Dubai just over 20 years ago in this area of Business Bay. This
El expositor mucho
area was
menciona
just
lo que es a la,
actually we had to do dual
al
ridings
Burj Khalifa de
to
Dubái,
get to our site.
pero este
Literally,
edificio
I
tiene
remember I
presencia
used to do
propia,
dual
¿no?
riding
O
with
sea,
my
no
wife to
necesita
come to
de
site.
hacer
This
mención de otros
extension
edificios
that you
porque
see
ya
here
es
was
único
not there in 2004,
como es
and I
su forma
had the
monumental que
privilege
presenta,
to be among the first
ya
to see
se
his
puede
kindness
identificar
vision
por sí solo.
to extend the creek and turn Dubai into an island and create what we know today, the Business Bay area that we are sitting here in Opus.
I hope we can find a photo of this district in 2006, and many of the buildings that we're seeing today were not here. So having the vision, convincing Zaha Hadid, and getting behind a project like this, and having the encouragement to build it and figure out all of its problems along the way is what makes me really appreciate the building. And no matter what corner we go to, where we look at this building from, I just can't stop admiring it. I can get lost in the architectural details of Opus, the artfully extended platforms, and the use of glass to ensure the experience of natural light and connectivity to the outside world. I admire these details because they're striking, and they tell the story of the risks and the commitment it took to bring Opus to reality. And without a question, the void is the detail of Opus that most embodies the spirit of progress. It's an element of this structure that makes engineering seem like magic. This is the bottom section of the void, and you can see these massive beams. In fact, towards the edge, you can see them curving up to continue the shape of the void. But then they created an additional layer of steel structure to house every single one of these glass panels. And you can see the separation between the building itself and the glass facade, and they can both operate and move independently. In fact, let me explain that furthermore. We have many of these adjustable connection points that connect the glass facade to the structure of the building. Now, it's really important that these connection points are adjustable for a couple of reasons. Number one, when you're designing and constructing a complex project like this, aligning every single one of these custom glass panels and making sure that the void is built in a way that perfectly aligns with the design is very difficult.
Podemos apreciar esta forma, es increíble, fascinante como en estos tiempos que muchos edificios futuristas dependen mucho de su forma, ¿no? Pero me supongo esto tiene una explicación, digamos, científica para combatir de repente sísmicamente los vientos del mismo edificio.
So they create adjustment points like this, so as they're laying each one of the glass panels, if there are micro adjustments to the steel structure needed, they can easily do that without altering the structure of the building itself. Now, to get the glass to fit the form of the void wasn't an easy process. Each of the 4,544 custom glass panels had to be shaped using a cold forming process. So instead of heating the glass to extreme temperatures, each panel is heated to approximately 700 degrees Fahrenheit and then is gently bent and fixed into place using specialized framing and structural support. This technique allows for subtle curvature while maintaining the glass's strength and optical clarity. The process is long, but the result, a seamless organic flow that brings the Opus's bold design to life without compromising performance or efficiency. Earlier on today, we got a chance to see the cleaning crew clean the void, and even that is a challenging experience. They had to be tied to ropes from the roof and hang down into the void to clean the building. And I don't know if it's because I used to be a developer and I know what it takes to construct complicated buildings like this, but I can't stop admiring it. Thinking about an idea of creating a concrete core with steel beams to create this really organic form and melting ice cube, and then creating an ecosystem of a building where you have residences, hotel, restaurants. It's so complicated. It's beyond the courage. It really takes a vision to come up with a building like this, work with a challenging architect like Zaha Hadid, and really believe in a city like Dubai to create a one-of-a-kind experience. And That's precisely what they did here.
The city gives you a platform full of unique energy, unique people. That took me through this journey of being brave enough to give my largest building at a time to Zaha Hadid and gave me the pleasure of working with her.
For many, Zaha Hadid will need no introduction. She was a titan of architectural design, equal parts artist and architect. Her buildings are an undeniable part of the international landscape. The London Aquatic Centre of the 2012 Olympics, the Al Janoud Stadium of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, the Dajing International Airport in Beijing, and many, many others. She received the UK's most prestigious architectural award twice, the Sterling Prize. She was made a dame by Queen Elizabeth II. She was named to the Forbes list of most powerful women in the world. She truly was a force of nature and a legend.
The whole reason I chose Zaha Hadid because I wanted to bring in that modern architecture, the future of architecture. Dubai was a city of the future, and I wanted an architect that can translate that in a structural form. And I could have not found a better architect than Zaha Hadid.
Zaha Hadid is known as the queen of the curve because she likes to bring a lot of natural and organic lines to her design. And I feel like Opus is a great example of that. The interior design of the lobby, the exterior, the atrium, and the void are all great proofs of how you can bring nature and organic elements to your design. These are the same design elements we see in our other iconic projects around the world. But here, her vision creates something different. The exterior with its flowing lines and reflective glass gives the building a sense of weightlessness, making the Opus feel alive in a way most buildings don't. I would love to hear about your relationship with Zaha and how the Opus was initiated and how it evolved from the time it was a discussion between you and Zaha all the way to completion. I would love to hear that story from you.
Wow, that's quite a long story.
Yeah.
We need at least a few chapters for that story. It's a 10-year story, so I'll try to break it down. Everything started with, of course, first was, aside from the fact that I wanted to work with Zaha Hadid, is actually to get the appointment. So with a lot of difficulty, an appointment was set. This bigger than life energy that is very serious. And I told my story and I told my passion. And what I can only promise you is a full dedication from me as owner, and that I will not compromise any corner. And I think that was a key point for Zaha, to make sure that her brand and her name and her architecture is in the right hand that can do justice to it. I was in the office when the package arrived from London with DHL, which was a submission of Zaha Hadid, very distinct. And that package arrived with DHL, and of course we were all very eager, so we all gone out, said let's open it up in the boardroom and see the presentation. And here it was the Opus that for me I fell in love with in the first time I looked at it. And then I spent the next 10 years trying to make this dream a reality.
The ambitiousness of this dream is staggering. The Omniad team had to innovate and re-engineer at multiple points throughout the development process. Zaha was pushing the boundaries as far as she could. The exoskeleton framework was a completely custom job, but it allows the building to stand strong while preserving its sculptural, curvaceous aesthetic. A perfect example of how cutting-edge design meets architectural innovation. As a developer or contractor, when you look at her designs, you don't want to face the reality, because you end up reinventing things, using conventional materials in concepts and ways.
Veamos acá arquitectura de diseño. La arquitectura obviamente de Zaha Hadid, arquitectura de diseño paramétrico, increíble. Este es el arquitecto de diseño. Grasshopper, diseñado en Grasshopper, increíble, fascinante estos edificios. A partir de estos, mire, imagínense, hace 10 años ya ha estado aplicándole Zaha Hadid en este tipo de arquitectura, ¿no? A los actuales. Bueno, sigamos viendo.
That no one would have ever thought. She almost knows that it's impossible, but hopefully she's working with the right team that is willing to figure it out along the way.
I was in this journey, and I was in this process, sitting in these design meetings with Zaha and these teams. So, and you can imagine the consequences. Every time she takes her pen, everybody shivers on the table. That 20 people sitting there, because they know the consequences of that sketch. She sits in the meeting and suddenly says, "I don't like it. No, it's wrong." So what do you mean wrong? I mean, we've been designing for 9 months. It is your building, and we're just detailing. Nothing changed. No, I think it can be better. She takes her pencil and she draws an extension out of a structure, out of the cube, which is right now, you see that white swimming pool outside. This was not there. This was just a cube. Clean cut cube. And she said, it's not good enough. And I want to build this structure that comes out of this cube and becomes that platform. And I could see engineers in that room sitting and trying to reconcile what that means into a 6-basement columns and hanging structure that goes out of this cube. And that was 9 months into design at the schematic stage, and she completely changed it. And it was so nice, and it was such a brilliant idea that I cannot say anything. I had to look at my team and said, start again.
Start again.
Start again. It's by far better this way.
Narra como el propietario de cómo al ver el diseño y al ver las ideas que imponían los ingenieros, como él desconocía estos temas, prefirió no decir nada.
Now we're at the pool, this beautiful outdoor space that's right in the heart of the city, and from this level you can really enjoy the city landscape. Now to my right we have a gorgeous pool that's marble clad. Next to that we have a jacuzzi, and behind the jacuzzi we have a lovely restaurant that has both indoor and outdoor seating. And the same restaurant also serves the lounging beds here, so you can just sit down, relax, enjoy your cocktail, enjoy the warm weather here. And I have to say, it's nicely landscaped and it's a pretty cool spot.
And now that I live the space, I sit and have coffee in the corners, I eat, I drink, and I remember every space because I had the privilege of being involved so much in the design process. Completely understand the genuine and genius thinking of Zaha Hadid, and how her pen and her sketches completely changes people's life.
Cambiamos de cómo ver la arquitectura, yo creo.
She passed away in 2016, 4 years before this building was completed, so she unfortunately couldn't see it. But her legacy still lives on, and her collaboration with Omnia resulted this profound and iconic building that is now open to public, and people are here enjoying the spaces, restaurants, and her architectural genius. I think this building is going to serve this city and this location really well, and it is going to be a constant reminder to everyone that you can push boundaries, you can create something unique, and you can really make an amazing impact in people's lives as you create these moments, areas, and spaces for people to enjoy.
La Opus, Zaha Hadid.
Given Given that it's a mixed-use building, it also has a very important residential component. In total, they have 96 units, ranging from a one-bedroom, two-bedroom, all the way to a one-of-a-kind penthouse that is located on the very top floor. Now, this aspect is really important because it plays into the ecosystem of Opus. You see, under one roof, you have residences, you have restaurants, boutique, and retail. Given that it's a mixed-use building, it also has a very important residential component. In total, they have 96 units, ranging from a one-bedroom, two-bedroom.
Esto es increíble, si nosotros vemos este diseño interior, fascinante, o sea, un diseño totalmente contemporáneo, luces LED.
All the way to a one-of-a-kind penthouse that is located on the very top floor. Now, this aspect is really important because it plays into the ecosystem of Opus. You see, under one roof, you have residences, you have restaurants, boutique, and retail space, and then you have a hotel.
Podemos ver este recibidor, es increíble, o sea, una arquitectura totalmente paramétrica, fascinante.
The residences share the amenities of the hotel as well, so it all feeds into each other, and that's why some people prefer a residential offering like this over a high-rise condominium or a single-family home. Each residence is a masterpiece of design, blending high-end finishes with intelligent layouts to create a sophisticated living experience with breathtaking views of the Dubai skyline. Beyond the residences, the Opus is home to over 250,000 square feet of premium commercial and office spaces. It really is a dynamic ecosystem. Here, you can start your day with a meeting.
Las columnas, los elementos estructurales, por lo menos, parecen notar que fueran de metro por metro.
In the lobby, connect with like-minded professionals, dine at world-class restaurants, and return home, all within the same architectural icon. And at the heart of the Opus is the Me Dubai Hotel, boasting 93 meticulously designed rooms and suites, all by Zaha. Of course, we have to show you one of the guest suites. This is suite number 435, and when you walk in, you're greeted with this spacious living room, and you immediately know that the architecture of the building has certainly influenced the interior space quite a lot. And the fact that this is all Zaha design interior is something really special. Whether it's the built-in, the desk setup here, your dining room, and these curved wall panels, and the moonlighting throughout. And in fact, some of these elements also can be seen in the lobby of the building. Now, given that we have a glass facade, these bedrooms are like little glass capsules you can enjoy and see the city. And over on this side, we have the bedroom. I personally think this is the most distinct aspect of this room and the guest suites in general. The built-in bed frame, the headboard design, these smooth lines, and this was Zaha's vision of a hotel room, a hotel experience. Now also, bathroom is just as unique. They have custom designed vanities, sinks, mirrors to bring in the architectural aspect to the bathroom, but they also use a lot of timeless stones like marble and different materials to bring in the timelessness, but at the same time still give the Zaha touch. Of course, let's not forget a spacious walk-in shower here. I have to say, these hotel suites are very unique and certainly an experience to be in. And whether you're staying in the hotel, just visiting Dubai, or living in the Opus residences, one of the most exciting elements within this space is the incredible food scene. This building is home to 6 world-class restaurants, offering everything from contemporary Japanese to classic French cuisine. And let me tell you, we made it our mission to try them all. At Roca, the robotic grill takes center stage, delivering bold smoky flavors in a sleek, buzzing atmosphere. That's very good. That is very good. There's almost like a chili paste sauce on top. That was very interesting. I don't think I've ever tasted a sushi like that. I'm gonna try it. Very fresh.
That is so good. We need more.
Then there is l'entrecôte. Simple, classic, and popular across the globe. But what really surprised us their fun and extravagant desserts. Welcome to the glucose hour, where we're gonna literally shoot our blood sugar levels to the moon. I see it. They keep the menu simple, but they go all out on dessert. Oh yeah, this looks pretty good. One of the aspects of this building that I personally really like is the fact that it's open to public. Whether you want to just come into the lobby, appreciate the architecture, have a simple cup of coffee, or dine at one of the restaurants, stay at the hotel, own and live in one of the residences, all the way to the super penthouse on top, it provides a wide variety of experiences, and that's really exciting. And again, given that it's a Zaha Hadid building, it's nice to see its amenities open to public and for everyone to enjoy. The Opus is a vibrant hub. It's a dynamic part of the city where architecture, design, and lifestyle converge. In a place like Dubai, where innovation never stops, the Opus stands as proof of what's possible. Over 20 years ago, when this site was just desert, Zaha and the team at Omniad had the bold vision to create something iconic, to make its mark on the city and lead us into the future. I walked around this building so many times. Opus sits alone, by itself, after 20 years. And that brings me to the next question, which is, just like you said earlier, we do want to push the boundaries, we do want to make impact in people's lives, but this is a business at the end of the day. How do you justify going after a building like this from a commercial standpoint?
I saw a city that's its future is by far brighter than its presence. And I believed in that vision. And hence I went through that journey. And 20 years later, we're sitting here.
Here we are.
And I was right. And I think today we are the largest ultra-luxury real estate developer of this city that has just been named the largest city in the world who've sold ultra-luxury residential apartments and units. The largest. Imagine this unique city that just 20 years ago was not in the map of the biggest architectural names in the world. Today is the largest city that sold more than $10 million units, more than really the ultimate passion, and the definite.
Day to night. We wanted to capture its true essence, from the way light interacts with its sculptural form to how each space was meticulously crafted. More than just showcasing its features, our goal was to bring this experience to life and to all of you, to share what